Hi everybody, welcome to another World War II video. I hope you're all doing very well. Today we're going to be talking about card cycles, what do they mean and how you can count your cards. Now I hope you find this helpful. I know a lot of people talk about cycling cards, but we're just going to break that down and see exactly how it works. So if you look at my deck here, it's got an average duel cost of 2.9. Now we know that we've got 8 cards in the deck. That's pretty self-explanatory. There's 4 available in your hand. Now, because there's 4 available in your hand, the cheapest cycle you can get is your lowest 4 cost cards. So, for example, I've got Overclock, Duct Tape, Shutdown. We'll come to the Legendary later. And Major Fire or Witch at 3. So if we add them up, so we've got 1, 3, 5, 8. Okay, so it's going to cost me 8 dough to get back to the card I need. So in this case, I want to be using Cyborg as much as possible because it is my best card in the deck and my main win condition. Now all these other cards support that, and because of the cycle that I need, I want to get back to it as quick as possible. So that's why I like running a low cycle deck, a low cost deck. Now just be aware when you're building a deck, you want to make sure that if you've got a main win condition, for example a Killbot or a Mammoth or something like that, you know, well, what else? I don't know, because I'm not used to playing Cyborg. Inhumane Cannonball, for example, that's a win condition. Tankarina, Zeppelin, I'm going to show you a replay on Zeppelin, a great cycle deck for Zeppelin as well. So just be aware of getting back to your cards that you need. So if you know your opponent's running Mammoth, that's why I've got Disco Ray in my deck for Mammoths and Zeppelins. So yeah, you want to make sure that you've got the cards in hand that you need, so make sure that your average duel cost is not too high so that you can cycle back to that. The artifacts, as I spoke about, now although that's 3, it actually is going to cost you 6 because it's dual use. So if you go into jetpack mode, it's going to cost you 3 dough, and then for your entry it's actually another 3 dough. So if you think about it, that card, to use it and get it out of your hand and get another one back in, is going to cost you 6 dough. So just be aware of that if you're using artifacts in your deck. Obviously teleport's a bit different because it's only 1 dough, and vanish as well, so that could be an option if you want a really quicker cycle. I just like jetpack because you see a lot of spawners. I just love smashing into them with a rear entry, getting away from killbots as well. It's very helpful. So I'm just going to show you a couple of replays what I mean about cycling. So if we go to battle log, and the first one I want to show you is this Zeppelin cycle. Now look at, it's Oreo from Final Boss. He's well renowned for playing Zeppelin, but just look at the cards he's got in his hand that lets him get back to Zeppelin so quick. So he's got Overclock, Snowflake, Teleport, Shutdown and Minimander. So I mean, his cycle is super fast to get back to his Zeppelin, which is his main win condition. Now I'm going to show you this, and as soon as I come up against him, I actually knew that I was probably going to have to take the commander out to win this match, and that's before even a card was played, because the Zeppelin's just so powerful and he can get back to it so quickly. So I start off, I think, with my trademark move, just going in with Cyborg. Now I'm just going to show you the placement of my commander as well. I place it slightly to the left of the tower now when I go in, just so that I've got room for my Cyborg to go in, and I can duct tape the Cyborg. And it's not going to die just now, so I use my Disco Ray on the Zeppelin. But just watch how quick he gets back to another Zeppelin. So he plays Minimander, 2 dough. Shuts the tower down, another 2 dough. Places a Snowflake. Snipes the Witch, and then he's straight back to Zeppelin already. Just look at that. So at this point, that's just this insane damage. Although I'm back to my Disco Ray, I don't have my Rage, and because that Zeppelin is max, it's just got so much health. I get my Major behind here just to take out the Minimanders, but because of the power of that Zeppelin, it's just, look, it just melts the tower. And this guy, he plays this so well. I don't think I've seen anybody play Zeppelin better. So I place a witch down. It's important to keep pressure on, of course, whenever you're playing guys like this. So as I said at the start of the match, I knew that I had to keep pressure on him. So he does come in with Zeppelins on me here, and takes my other tower as well. But you'll just see what I do here. I shut the heel tower down and get to my Cybok. Then I duct tape my Cybok. I'm just sacking that tower. I'm not even defending it because I know that I need to try and take this commander out. So I'm going after that. Just keep an eye on my bottom there on the card cycle. So I play witch here, just keeping the pressure on him, ignoring the Zeppelin, because I know the only way I'm going to win this is by taking the commander out. So he snipes that. And I want to get back to another Cybok as quick as possible. And then I duct tape my Cybok to keep it alive. You always want to keep your most powerful units alive, the ones that's going to do most damage. So just look at the Cybok teleport here. And we're getting him down slowly but surely. And he teleports away, that gives him some health. But we're back to another Cybok because we're quick cycle, and I haven't even looked at that Zeppelin, I'm not even interested in it. Duct tape my Cybok again. And the teleport right into the commander. I get up in the air. He teleports back, but my rear entry just does enough damage to win the match. And that was the only way I was going to win that. If I tried to defend or tried to deal with those Zeppelins, then I would just have lost, you know. There would be no way I could have won that. So it's important to know what your opponent's playing as well and keep a track of their card cycle. So the final match that I'll show you is another one there that I've just played, which is showing the power of a quick cycle deck, and it shows that you can beat like heavier decks as well. So this was another Zeppelin deck with Repairman Dan, and Healbot, Yetlins, Zeppelin, Person Eating Plant, Mr. Poofs, Piranhas, and Mad Scientist. So we'll go into that one. So he's got the Dr. Acula skin. He is a level below us, I do realise that. But I'm not really showing live gameplay here, it's just a case of just showing you the importance of cycling. So I see the Zeppelin straight away. I don't have anything really in hand to deal with that apart from a Rage Tower, so I'm going to use it. And he rages up as well. So at this point I place a major behind and put duct tape on it, which really pushes him away for the tower. Actually a bit unlucky there, I didn't catch the Mr. Poofs in time, but my major takes them out. And just look at the damage on the commander already. So I've got my Cybok in hand, and I smash right into the commander. I want to take that Healbot out. And just look at my cycle at the bottom again. So I want to overclock. So I want to get back to the cards that's going to do most damage as quick as possible. I place my witch down. Super important when you're playing cycle decks to ensure that you're keeping pressure on. Don't allow your opponent to build up a push or repair the tower, so that in this case I go straight in here to take Repairman down out. And it does mean you're playing aggressive, and you can lose the match quite quickly in this way if you don't be careful. So we take his Rage Tower and shut down his Heal Tower because he is pretty low. And because of our quick cycle, we can get back to another Cybok just quite soon after we collect our dough. So we want the commander to take it from the Mad Scientist, the chill effect, so that we can then go in with our Cybok. And then we've got Major Fire. That's my two main damage dealers in this deck. So I've got them both on the map, which we want. And we want to take that out, and he's just going in for a sort of Hail Mary play here at the end. And we just rage up just to take the win at the end here. So yeah, it's two similar matches, but It's vital that you know your cycle, and know how much dough it costs to cycle back to the card that you want. So I hope you found this video helpful, guys, and if there's anything you want to ask or add, then please feel free to leave it in the comments down below. I know there's lots of different play styles in this game. People like to use dough barrel and Greevil to generate their dough. Personally, I prefer being aggressive. It's much more fun playing the game that way. So yeah, it's one of those. It depends on your playstyle, you know. So this is the deck that I run. What I like to do is make sure that I've got my Cybok and my Major Fire in there, and Shutdown. That's my 3 staples in this deck, and then I can sort of rotate other cards round about them. But I don't like my average dough cost going more than, like, I would say 3.5 would be the maximum I would like to have. Otherwise it just feels a bit clunky and you're not getting full use out of the cards that you actually want to use, you know. So just be mindful of that in the decks that you're running, and keep enjoying the game, obviously. And thanks so much for everybody that's subscribing to me and giving me positive feedback on my videos. It's highly appreciated, and I do try and comment back to each and every one of you. So yeah, thanks again, guys. It means everything. But for now, I will be uploading very soon. As always, take care.